Was that not amazing or what? Come over another, yeah. Congratulations, that's amazing. So my name is Carol Harvey, I'm a Diamond coach, and many of you, if you were at Super Saturday in Cherry Hill, you might have heard me speak. I got some feedback that I talk really fast, so you kind of get to hear a little more of my story a second time. So if you've not heard my story, today I'm going to focus on the business success story. I have my own weight loss journey, and I'm going to tell a little bit about that as well. But I'm really going to focus on how my life has changed completely with Beachbody. In particular, the past year and a half that I've actually been focused and doing my vital behaviors every day. So I've been overweight or obese for a very long time. I'm only 5'2", and I was carrying about 205 pounds. It might have been more, but I stopped weighing myself because I just didn't want to know. And when Angela was talking about doing Weight Watchers and Jenny Craig, I did all of that. I wanted to learn something, so I really connected with you when you said, I could eat whatever I want, but I didn't know the nutrition, because that's how I felt as well. I was like, oh, I can eat pizza. That's cool. I'm healthy, right? And then the more I learned about it, the more I realized that wasn't what I wanted. I didn't want to just have a quick fix. I wanted to be healthy. And when I started losing weight, it was great, and a lot of people were asking me about what I was doing, and I felt good, but I was kind of going up and down with my weight. I'd lose some, and I would gain some, and I'm proud to say I've lost about 55 pounds now, and I've kept it off. So, and I'll say this too, I've actually gained 12 pounds since when I was at what I thought was closer to my goal, but I've never felt better. So I just want to throw that out there. Your scale is stupid, and you shouldn't listen to it, because I think so many of us get caught into our weight and what we weigh. And I've been doing P90X, and I'm almost done with it. I've lost 5% body fat, but I've gained 2 pounds. Who cares, right? Whatever. I've been a coach since August of 2012, and I met my coach, Hillary, on YouTube. I was looking up programs. I had just finished Turbo Jam, and I saw her Chalene Extreme story, and I was like, oh, this looks like something I could do. So then I stalked her on Facebook for about 4 months before I spoke to her. And then eventually, when I talked to her, she told me about her challenge group in Shakeology, and I was like, no, that's cool. I'm not going to spend money on that. Because I mentioned this at Super Saturday, in my head, I wasn't worth it. And I was like, I'm not going to try something else and fail again. I've already wasted all this money on Weight Watchers, on Jillian Michaels workouts, on diet pills. I'm not going to do this again because I'm just going to fail. And so I kept watching her story and watching it, and I thought, wait, she keeps doing it. She's still doing it. She's still working out every day. And so I had this revelation, and I said, all right, I'm going to do this for me. I'm ready, finally, and I committed to a challenge back. And I will say, she asked me and invited me to her group and followed up. That was the big one. Followed up with me at least 4 times in those 4 months when I talked to her to when I decided, and I said no every time, and she kept asking me. So if you take anything from what I'm saying right now, do not give up on people. If they don't get back to you right away, it's because they're not ready, and that's okay. Be there when they are ready, and keep following up with them and keep asking them, because if she had not done that, my life would be so incredibly different. So I became a coach to get a discount because I was at the grocery store and I couldn't afford my groceries. And I said, all right, well, I either need to get a discount or I need to stop drinking Shakeology. And I loved the way Shakeology made me feel, and so I was like, all right, I guess I'll do this for a discount. So within a month, in my first challenge group, I signed up as a coach and didn't really do anything. I was a school teacher, and I love teaching. I want to be a teacher since I was 7. This is my life, and this is just something I do on the side. And so right away, she said to me, you should sign your spouse up. And I'm very compliant. So I said, okay. So I signed my spouse up. So if your coach tells you to do something, you should listen to them, because they probably know what they're talking about. So my husband has lost about 50 pounds with P90X, and so he was like, yeah, I'll drink Shakeology, because he was drinking mine. And I wanted him to stop doing that and get his own. So he was my first coach. And then I kind of sat on it. I was a teacher. That's what I did. That's what I loved. That was my life. I was Cam Malary at the time, but I was Miss Cam. I've been Miss Cam for 7 years. That was my identity, and that's who I felt I was supposed to be. And I felt really happy. So then that year, things started to change a little bit. In January, my coach said to me, you should be Emerald, because then you can get all these leads. It's really great. And again, compliant. I said, okay. So I asked my best friend. I said, you want to sign up to that? Sure, whatever. And so I became Emerald, and then I sat on it for a while. But again, Hillary said, you should come to Summit. And I said, okay. And so I came to Summit. And me and my husband went together, and it was amazing. And if you're not signed up for Summit, you need to get there, because being there is life-changing, and getting to see people doing what I didn't realize I wanted to do. That's what happened for me. I didn't know I wanted to coach full-time. I didn't know that I wanted to do more. And so I was able to see this and meet people and be like, wow, you guys are really positive. And I realized that I didn't have that many positive people in my life. And again, I didn't know. I didn't realize what was missing until I saw it. So then I came back from Summit, and I wanted to be a principal at that time. That was kind of the trajectory I was on. And I had gotten the opportunity to be the principal of our summer school program for a high school. So I came back and I got to do that, and I was like, no, this isn't it. And I was burnt out. I worked at a really high-performing charter school. Kids go to school 8 to 5. I'm there 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. I'm coming home. I'm barely seeing my family. I'm tired, and I had lost myself. And I didn't realize. And for the first time that year, and this was last summer, I cried before going to the first day of school. And I said to my husband, I'm not crying now, and I said to him, like, I can't do this anymore. I'm tired, and I don't think this is what I want. And I'm really lucky because he's so supportive. And he said, like, you're just burnt out, but see how the year goes. And the year went, and I loved it. The job I had in teaching would have been the job I had forever if I had stayed in education. I had leadership, I was happy with what I did, but I felt lost. And I didn't know. I didn't know that I had lost myself along the way. I didn't know that I had forgotten that it was important to focus on me. And I didn't know that I could have more. I could be more for other people. And I was the quintessential, like, yes person. If you said something to me, I would be like, yep, I'll do it. Yes, I'll do it. Because it made me feel good. And I wanted to feel like I mattered. And I felt, if I wasn't a teacher, then who am I? I don't matter, right? Like, this is what I do to give back. And so that January, or maybe it was that October, I went to Danny Johnson's First Steps to Success. And if you've never been, it's a really great event to go to. And it changed everything for me. And a lot happened, and I learned about finances and myself, and I came back and I said, you know what, to my husband, I said, this is it. I think I want to leave teaching. And he was like, are you serious? Like, we have all these student loans. Like, what are you kidding me, right? And I was like, I think I need to. And he does a lot of personal development, and he said to me, well, let's backwards plan and figure out how to get there. And I said, okay, yeah, all right, we can do this. And so that January, I took him to a First Steps to Success, and we sat there together. And he was like, all right, well, I'm on board with whatever you want to do, if we can make this work. Because we needed to figure out how much did we have to make our bills. My husband's the principal, so I mean, we were able to do well with our bills, but we had a lot of debt. And we figured out what we needed to make, and we figured out how many hours we had to work. And I made the decision, and I came back to school, and I told my principal, I think this is my last year. And he begged me, and he said, you can work from home? Do you want to work part-time? And I was like, I'm a teacher. I'm like, what do you want me to do from home? Like, he said, we can't lose you. Do you need a raise? Like, what can we do for you? And I said, I need to do this for me. I needed to do something that was about me for a little bit. And I had a lot of feelings. So if you're someone who is thinking, like, maybe I want to do this full time, but I just don't know what to do, it's scary. And the feelings I had, they were tough. I felt guilty. I felt like I was leaving something that I had been such a big part of. I lost my identity, and I'm still kind of struggling with finding it again. And I felt like, would my parents still be proud of me? I'm the only one in my family who went to college. That's what they were proud of me for, and my mom still doesn't understand what I do and doesn't get what I'm doing now, and it's okay. And it was a tough decision, but I decided, and in June of 2014, I retired, and I am now, at 30 years old, a retired person and a full-time Beachbody coach. Thank you. And so, part of that is the skills that I learned and the development. So I just wanted to share, I did some, I like data, and so I looked at, my earnings, and I'll tell you, 100%, I do not make what I made teaching. I took a complete leap of faith. It's very close, but I have not supplemented my income 100%, and I'm okay with it because of what I've gained. I've gained time with myself, I've gained confidence, and I had a lot of anxiety, and I cried all the time on the way to work because I knew I wasn't fulfilled. Now, doors have opened that I didn't even know I wanted open. I'm working on all these random projects that I didn't know I wanted to work on, and I am the master of my time. I am the one who 100% determines how I spend my day. On top of it, I've started to build an amazing team that started with me. There's about 60 of us now, and they're the most determined people that I've ever met. A bunch of them are sitting over there, and I just love them, and they are my closest friends now. And in the past year, from when I started and got really focused, I gave myself a $20,000 raise with Beachbody. It paid for my wedding in cash. And with the skills I've learned from going to trainings and people I've met in personal development, we've now paid off, we just paid off one of my student loans. We've paid off in 2 years about $100,000. And that's not my Beachbody income, but it's the skills I got when I decided to work on myself and to become a coach and bring my husband along with us. And so, this opportunity is amazing, and it can be whatever you want, and it's 100% up to you what you want it to be. But know that you're worth it, and if you want to do something, you really just need to put your mind, I 100% believe in the compound effect and these 3 vital behaviors. And I do these boring things that everyone's like, Darren Hardy calls them those unsexy tasks you don't want to do. I do them every day. And I do them every day, and I do them on the days that I work 13 hours and make $0. And I do them on the days that I don't work at all, and I wake up and I have 2 challenge pack sales. But I do them every single day. Because you don't know what's going to come out of it, and you don't know whose life that you can impact. And you don't know the people that you impact and the coaches that come onto your team, how they're going to impact people. So, take a leap of faith and really think to yourself, what do you want? And whatever it is, you can 100% have it. Figure it out and just work really hard and know that it's a roller coaster, but it's the best one that you could possibly be on. So thank you for the time for me to speak today.
Story. Would your sponsor be